Have you ever stepped into an older adult's home and immediately sensed something was off? What if the cause of that strange smell wasn't what you thought, and more common than you'd imagine? And most importantly, what if the very habits meant to fix it are actually making it worse? For many older adults, and especially older women, there's an uncomfortable truth that few want to talk about: that lingering smell of urine. It's not always overpowering. It doesn't mean someone is dirty or neglecting hygiene, but it's a quiet, persistent odor that can settle into fabrics, furniture, and even the skin, despite someone's best efforts to stay clean. What makes this issue even more frustrating is that many people don't realize how easily it can creep in, and even fewer understand why it happens more often than they expect. In this video, we're going to break down 7 common mistakes that might be making the odor worse and keeping it around far longer than necessary. More importantly, we'll show you exactly how to correct them. From overlooked hygiene routines to everyday clothing and fabric choices, every detail matters. You might be surprised to learn that some of the most common strategies people use to hide the smell actually make it more noticeable. But this video isn't just about eliminating a scent. It's about reclaiming comfort, preserving dignity, and restoring confidence in yourself or someone you love. Because once you understand where the odor comes from, you can take meaningful steps to remove it and prevent it from returning. Whether you're dealing with this yourself or supporting an older parent, friend, or loved one, the knowledge in this video can change everything, so stay with us until the end. You'll learn how to fix the root of the problem, how to stop it from coming back, and how to help yourself or someone you care for feel clean, proud, and fully confident again every single day. Mistake 1. Wearing soiled pads or underwear for too long. One of the most common reasons older adults develop a lingering urine odor isn't because they've forgotten hygiene. It's often a matter of timing. Specifically, going too long without changing incontinence pads or undergarments can allow odor-causing moisture to build up. And that mistake, even if unintentional, can lead to problems that no amount of perfume or air freshener can truly fix. Changing underwear or pads after even a small leak may seem unnecessary, especially if everything else appears clean. But that tiny bit of moisture can quietly lead to a lingering odor that's difficult to detect at first, and even harder to get rid of later. Many women in their 70s and 80s rely on liners or incontinence pads during the day for added comfort and peace of mind. It's a smart and common solution, but what often goes unnoticed is that these products are designed to absorb, not to neutralize odor over long periods. When a pad stays pressed against the skin for several hours, it begins to do more than absorb. It starts reacting with the skin's natural bacteria, and that's when odor begins to form, slowly, subtly, and persistently. Even with the best intentions, it's easy to try stretching supplies, using the same pad for half a day or longer. Some may not even notice a small leak right away, while others might feel too embarrassed to excuse themselves from a conversation or social gathering. But here's the catch. Once urine dries into fabric, even absorbent fabric, it often leaves behind a distinct ammonia-like smell. And that smell becomes more difficult to remove, not just from underwear, but from the layers around it. Unfortunately, that scent doesn't always stay where you think it will. It can drift to outer clothing, settle into chair cushions, or hang subtly in the air. It's not always obvious, but it's just enough to make someone feel self-conscious. That quiet thought, "Can anyone smell it?" starts to grow and stick around even more than the odor itself. But this isn't about shame. It's about awareness and control. Pads and absorbent underwear are valuable tools, but they only work properly when changed consistently. For some people, that might mean changing every 2 to 3 hours, depending on personal needs and activity levels. For others, it may help to carry an extra pair of underwear or pads in a discreet pouch when going out, just in case. A little preparation can go a long way toward peace of mind. One of the simplest ways to stay ahead of the issue is to build a quiet routine around changing. Doing it after meals, before leaving the house, and once more before bed isn't just a practical habit, It's an act of self-care. Not because a doctor says you must, but because you deserve to feel clean, dry, and secure every day. There's real dignity in looking after yourself in this way, in choosing not to let embarrassment or inconvenience decide how you feel in your own skin. Every time you take a moment to freshen up or change a pad, you're not just addressing odor. You're reclaiming a sense of comfort, self-respect, and control, something no one else can give you and no one can take away. Mistake 2. Not drinking enough water throughout the day. It might seem logical to assume that drinking less water would help reduce leaks or accidents. After all, less liquid should mean less chance of an emergency, right? But in reality, the opposite is often true. When older adults don't drink enough water, their urine becomes more concentrated, darker in color, and significantly stronger in smell. Even the smallest leak under those conditions can create an odor that lingers far longer than it should. Many women, especially those who've had embarrassing moments in public or struggled to find a restroom quickly, start limiting how much they drink throughout the day. It feels safer. They worry less about urgency or accidents when out shopping or visiting friends. But unfortunately, cutting back on fluids can quietly make the situation worse. Without proper hydration, your kidneys can't do their job as effectively. Instead of filtering waste and flushing it out cleanly, your body produces urine with more toxins, and that means a sharper, more pungent scent. Think about it this way. If your urine is light in color and mild in odor, even a minor leak might go completely unnoticed. But if it's dark, thick, and strong, just a small leak can leave behind a scent that clings to clothing, bedding, or even skin. And it doesn't take much. Just a single instance of concentrated urine can be enough to create discomfort and embarrassment that lasts for hours. Doctors often remind older adults that staying hydrated is one of the most overlooked tools for better health, and that includes managing odor. The trick isn't to chug large amounts of water all at once. It's to sip gradually throughout the day. When your body is consistently hydrated, it naturally filters waste more gently, leaving behind less of an odor and making leaks far less impactful. A simple and effective tip? Keep a small glass of water next to you while reading, watching TV, or working on a hobby. That gentle visual cue can help you stay on track. And if you get tired of plain water, try herbal teas, clear broths, or water-rich foods like cucumbers, melons, or even oranges. These can help boost hydration without feeling like a chore. And here's something important to understand. Drinking more water doesn't necessarily lead to more bathroom trips. In fact, when you're well hydrated, your bladder becomes less irritated, making it easier to manage urges. That means fewer sudden emergencies, not more. So before you assume that aging or medications are to blame for that subtle scent you've noticed, take a step back and ask yourself, am I drinking enough water? You may find that one of the most powerful, natural ways to feel fresher and more confident starts with something as simple as staying hydrated. Sometimes, the answer really is as simple as a sip of water. And if you're still with us, finding this information helpful, please drop a comment below with number 2 to let me know you're here. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. Your support means a lot and helps us keep creating useful, encouraging content just for you. Let's keep going. Mistake 3. Wearing non-breathable synthetic clothing. Believe it or not, sometimes the odor you notice isn't just coming from your body, it's coming from your clothes. And for many older women, the fabrics that seem most convenient or affordable are often the same ones making the problem worse. Materials like polyester, nylon, and spandex are everywhere now. They're in underwear, leggings, and most kinds of stretchy loungewear. These fabrics might feel soft or flexible, but they have one major downside. They don't breathe. That means if you sweat a little, experience a light leak, or even just deal with natural humidity, the moisture stays trapped between your skin and your clothing. And what happens when moisture gets trapped? Bacteria thrive. And with bacteria comes odor. Even if you're doing everything else right, bathing regularly, changing pads on time, Using the right hygiene products, your clothes might be undoing all that effort by locking in the very thing you're trying to avoid. When you wear clothing that doesn't allow airflow, you're basically creating the perfect environment for odor to develop and stick around. That's why switching to natural fibers can make a real difference in how you feel day to day. Cotton, linen, and bamboo are breathable, moisture-wicking, and far less likely to hold on to scent. These fabrics let your skin breathe, help moisture evaporate more quickly, and keep you feeling fresher for longer. It doesn't have to be a full wardrobe overhaul. Small changes go a long way. Start with the basics. Choose cotton underwear. Try sleeping in a loose-fitting cotton nightgown. If you spend a lot of time sitting, consider a breathable cotton cushion cover or swap out synthetic chair pads for something more natural. Also, think about how often you're wearing your base layers. Even if your pants or top look clean, if they're made from synthetic materials and you've worn them all day, they may be holding onto odor more than you realize. Washing may not be enough. Some synthetic fabrics retain smells even after laundering, and when that happens, it might be time to replace them instead of reuse them. This isn't about throwing out all your favorite clothes. It's about being thoughtful and strategic, especially when it comes to garments that touch your most sensitive areas. Simple swaps in fabric choice can restore comfort, boost confidence, and reduce the kind of lingering scent that makes people feel uncomfortable in their own skin. When possible, keep a few breathable options nearby, especially if you know you'll be sitting for extended periods. The difference might not be immediate, but over time it becomes clear. Not just in how you smell, but in how fresh and comfortable you feel by the end of the day. It's such a simple shift, but it can have a powerful impact on your self-confidence. Whether you're spending time with family, out in public, or even just relaxing at home, the right fabric can help you feel more like yourself again. Yes, the body naturally changes with age, but so can the choices we make for it. And sometimes, something as small and quiet as the material touching your skin can be the difference between feeling clean or not. Mistake 4. Ignoring small leaks during movement or physical exertion. This is one of the easiest things to overlook, especially for older women. We often brush off those tiny leaks that happen in the middle of normal activities, like coughing, laughing, bending down, or even reaching up to grab something. In the moment, it might seem harmless. Just a few drops, barely noticeable. But over time, those small leaks can lead to a subtle but persistent odor, one that becomes harder to identify and even harder to eliminate. The reality is that these leaks are incredibly common. In fact, many women experience what doctors refer to as stress incontinence as they age. This happens when the muscles that support the bladder weaken, making it harder to hold urine in during moments of pressure or movement. So, if you've ever felt a few drops escape during a brisk walk, a sneeze, or while lifting something, you're far from alone, and more importantly, it's not your fault. But here's where the problem begins. Because these leaks don't feel like full accidents, many people don't treat them like they matter. They skip changing their underwear or pad. Maybe they just dab the area with a tissue or try to forget it happened, especially if they're out and about or too busy to stop and change. But even those few drops, if left unchecked, can start to create a noticeable odor. And because it builds gradually, you might not connect it to those minor moments throughout your day. Especially when those small leaks happen multiple times a day, the effects begin to add up. Even if the moisture dries quickly and goes unnoticed at first, the proteins and other compounds in urine don't just vanish. As they break down, they release odor, and that process continues quietly as the day goes on. The natural warmth of your body speeds it up even more, particularly when you're wearing tight-fitting clothes, synthetic fabrics, or haven't had the chance to change. What seemed like a tiny, forgettable leak at noon can gradually become a noticeable scent by dinner time. But here's the key. This isn't something to feel embarrassed about. It's something to be prepared for. Carrying a spare liner or clean pair of underwear in a discreet pouch, or keeping an extra change of clothes in your car or bag, isn't going overboard. It's being proactive. It's recognizing that your body is doing the best it can, and you're doing your part by staying one thoughtful step ahead. Many women also find that pelvic floor exercises can help improve bladder control over time. These are simple, gentle muscle movements that you can do almost anywhere, while sitting, standing, or even lying down. They won't deliver instant results, but with consistency, they can reduce the frequency of leaks and increase your confidence and sense of control. But above all, what matters most is acknowledgement. Small leaks may not feel like a big deal in the moment, but they still deserve attention. Taking them seriously doesn't mean you're weak. It means you respect your body. You respect everything it's carried you through. And you're committed to caring for it in ways that let you continue living fully, comfortably, and confidently. If you're still with us and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below so I know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. Click subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss out. Your support truly helps us continue creating helpful, uplifting content just for you. Mistake 5. Skipping gentle daily cleaning of intimate areas. It's easy to assume that as long as you're bathing regularly, everything is being taken care of. But the truth is, as we age, how we clean can matter just as much as how often. And for many older women, the areas where light urine leaks tend to collect aren't always being cleaned thoroughly, or with the right technique. As skin gets older, it becomes thinner, more delicate, and more prone to dryness and irritation. Understandably, many women begin avoiding scrubbing, using strong soaps, or applying too much pressure. But over time, especially, if you're dealing with occasional urine leakage, it's completely natural to feel hesitant about how to address it. But that hesitation can lead to unintended consequences. Even the smallest trace of dried urine can leave behind urea and ammonia compounds. These substances easily cling to folds of skin and soft tissue, especially in warm or enclosed areas. Once they settle in, they start to release a faint but persistent odor, and that scent isn't easy to wash away. And here's the part that often hurts the most. The issue isn't just about what others might notice, it's about what you notice about yourself. You might begin to feel uneasy in quiet moments. You might shy away from hugging someone closely, or avoid social interactions altogether. Over time, you may even stop feeling fully comfortable in your own skin, even when everything else appears clean. That's why what helps the most isn't a harsh scrub or scented wash. It's a simple, gentle routine that honors your body. You don't need perfumed soaps, antiseptics, or antibacterial wipes. In fact, those can do more harm than good, especially for sensitive skin. What you do need is warm water, a soft cloth, or your clean hand, and careful attention to the areas where pads, liners, or undergarments tend to rest. A once-a-day gentle cleaning, especially in the evening, can make a huge difference. It allows you to wash away the buildup from the day and go to bed feeling fresh and comfortable. Some women also find comfort in using a sitz bath or soaking for a few minutes in a shallow tub of warm water with just a pinch of baking soda. This not only helps ease any irritation, but also gently neutralizes lingering odors without the need for harsh chemicals. And here's something just as important. Don't skip the drying step. After cleaning, always pat the area dry with a soft, clean towel. Moisture, even clean moisture, can create a breeding ground for odor-causing bacteria. If it's left behind, just one extra minute of gentle care can lead to hours of added comfort and peace of mind. The point isn't to build a complex hygiene routine, it's to stay connected with your body, to acknowledge that even the most delicate parts of you still deserve attention, still deserve care. Especially the parts that quietly carry so much of the day's strain. A daily habit of respectful, gentle cleaning not only reduces odor, it reinforces a powerful truth. No matter your age, you are still worthy of feeling fresh, confident, and fully at home in your body. Mistake 6. Covering the smell with heavy perfumes or sprays. When you first notice a faint urine scent, your first instinct might be to cover it up. Maybe you reach for a strong body spray, dust on some scented powder, or spray air fresheners throughout the room. It feels like a quick fix, but it might feel like a quick fix, and for a few minutes, it can be. Spraying on perfume, body mist, or air freshener seems like the fastest way to solve the problem. But here's the catch. Masking odor doesn't actually remove the source, and in many cases, it can quietly make things worse. Most of the perfumes and sprays marketed to eliminate odor don't actually neutralize anything. They simply cover it up with strong floral or chemical scents. And when those artificial fragrances mix with the natural compounds in urine, especially ammonia, the result is often an even stranger, sour smell that lingers longer than the original odor. It's like spraying perfume over dirty laundry. Instead of creating a fresh, clean scent, it creates a confusing mix of smells, none of which feel fresh or pleasant. And there's another concern. For older adults, particularly those with sensitive skin or respiratory issues, these sprays can cause irritation, rashes, or even coughing. That momentary sense of freshness can come at a cost to your comfort and well-being. At the heart of it, masking odor sends a subtle message to your body. This isn't worth fixing, just cover it up. But your body deserves more than that. It doesn't need to be disguised. It needs to be supported, cared for, and understood. There are far more effective, gentle solutions that actually help reduce odor at the source. Fragrance-free cleansing wipes made for sensitive skin, a warm bath with a pinch of baking soda, or simply changing into a clean, breathable pair of cotton underwear, all of these options work better than a bottle of spray. And they support your body instead of masking its signals. Want to feel fresher during the day? A quick change of clothes and a warm washcloth can go a long way, more than any strong-smelling powder or mist. And if you're worried about odor lingering in your home, on cushions, chairs, or bedding, natural solutions like white vinegar, regular laundering, and fresh air can quietly refresh your space without leaving behind harsh artificial scents. What many older women have discovered is that the less they try to hide, the more control they feel. Because when you address the root cause of odor, there's nothing left to hide. You walk out the door knowing you're clean, not just perfumed. And that confidence shows. So next time you find yourself reaching for something strong to mask what you're afraid others might notice, pause. Ask yourself, is there a gentler, more respectful way to care for your body instead? Chances are, your body isn't asking for perfume. It's asking for care. If you're still watching this video and these insights are resonating with you, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss new videos created to inform, support, and inspire. Your support helps us keep making thoughtful content designed to inform, empower, and inspire you. And now, let's move forward. Mistake 7. Not washing or replacing linens, clothing, and cushions regularly. Even when you're doing everything else right, changing pads often, cleansing gently, wearing breathable cotton clothes, there's still one place where odor loves to hide. In the fabrics that surround you. That includes your bed sheets, seat cushions, your favorite lounge pants, and even the items tucked away in your underwear drawer. Urine, especially in small amounts, doesn't always make itself known with visible stains. A few drops here, a bit of moisture there. It can dry quickly without leaving a mark. But what it leaves behind is something harder to detect until it builds up. Odor. Those tiny traces that seem harmless at first can, over time, settle deep into fabric and become much more difficult to remove. One of the most overlooked sources of persistent scent is furniture, especially chair cushions. Many older adults spend a large portion of the day seated, at the kitchen table, in a recliner, or by a favorite window. If a small leak occurs while sitting, the fabric and padding beneath can absorb it quietly. You might not notice anything immediately, but after a week or two, or a month, the cushion can begin to emit a smell that lingers in the room, regardless of how clean your clothes or body may be. The same goes for bed linens. If sheets aren't washed weekly, or even more frequently after a nighttime accident, the odor doesn't stay on the surface. It seeps deeper into the fabric. Eventually, it can reach the mattress, where it becomes far more stubborn and harder to eliminate with regular laundry detergent. Even beloved clothing can become a hidden source of odor. That soft house dress you slip into every evening, or the comfortable pants you change into after dinner. They may feel clean, but if they're made from absorbent material and haven't been washed often enough, they may be holding on to more than you realize. It's not about being dirty. It's about understanding how easily odor can embed itself in everyday fabrics and how important it is to stay ahead of it. If those favorite pieces of clothing or linens haven't been rotated or washed thoroughly in a while, they may be holding on to more scent than you realize. But don't panic, and don't feel like you need to toss everything out and start fresh. The real solution lies in building small, gentle habits that help keep things fresh over time. Try adding a little white vinegar to the rinse cycle when washing your linens. It's a simple, natural way to neutralize odors that detergent alone may miss. Consider using waterproof or washable cushion covers to protect seating areas, especially if you spend a lot of time in one spot. And even if your loungewear still looks clean, make it a weekly goal to swap it out midweek. That small change can help prevent lingering odors from building up, especially in fabrics that sit close to the skin. Some women also find it helpful to keep a separate laundry basket just for clothes they've worn while using incontinence products. That way, those items can be washed with extra care or on a special cycle without mixing them with other clothing. Others add washable pads to their bedding or chair cushions, easy to throw into the laundry and reuse, offering both protection and peace of mind. The more you take control of your environment, the more peace and comfort you'll feel in your own home. You won't find yourself quietly wondering, where is that smell coming from? Instead, you'll know exactly what's been taken care of, and that confidence will follow you into every room. Because in the end, odor isn't just a question of hygiene, it's about self-respect. It's about creating a space where you feel at ease, where you can breathe deeply, relax fully, and live without hesitation. And that sense of comfort, it's something you absolutely deserve. As we come to the close of this video, I want to invite you to take a deep breath, not just to feel fresh, but to feel in control again. Because what we've talked about today isn't just about managing scent. It's about reclaiming comfort, dignity, and self-confidence, one small step at a time. Which of these 7 habits surprised you the most? Was it how synthetic fabrics can hold on to odor? Or maybe it was the simple reminder that drinking more water can make such a big difference. Perhaps you realized that the cushion you sit on every day needs a little extra attention. Whatever stood out to you, I hope it reminded you of something important. None of this is about shame. This isn't about shame. It's about awareness, care, and quiet strength. Our bodies change over time. That's true. But change doesn't mean decline. It simply means adjustment. It means learning what your body needs now and responding with compassion, not frustration. When you finally understand what's really causing that faint urine odor, something so many older adults quietly worry about, you stop feeling stuck. You're no longer left guessing or hiding. Instead, you're taking action. You're stepping into clarity, and that's exactly where confidence begins. Confidence doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from progress, from trying something new, from making one small shift that says to yourself, I still care. I still matter. I still deserve to feel clean, respected, and completely at peace in my own space. So whether your first step is improving your laundry routine, switching to breathable cotton undergarments, or simply drinking more water each day, know that it matters. It all adds up, and those small, consistent choices won't just change how you smell. They'll change how you carry yourself, how you move through the day, how you show up in the world. Thank you so much for being here with us today. We'd truly love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share one thing you learned from this video and how you plan to use it in your own life. Your thoughts matter to us, and reading your comments gives us the energy and encouragement to keep creating more content that supports and uplifts you. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. Your support means so much and helps us continue bringing you videos that inform, empower, and inspire. Wishing you good health, happiness, and peace, always. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We'll see you again very soon.